Hey guys, this is James here, also referred to as JMac, and today I'll be creating a very drag, Pride inspired makeup look, and it's to help celebrate this year's hashtag Pride Inside with Amnesty International. So for me, I stand with Amnesty International. I stand with UK Black Pride, Power Pride, Gender Intelligence and Stonewall. More than ever, it's been so important and vital to help celebrate Pride, our history and where Pride comes from initially. It's always important to remember where it started and to keep that movement going. This year I wanted you guys to get involved with the hashtag Pride Inside movement. To do things a little bit differently this year, so we're going online. Today, the makeup tutorial, I want it to be fun. I want people to feel inspired to create their own Pride Inside look. I'll also be talking about what Pride means to me, how it's also helped let me fully embody the person that I am. It's self-expression, it's about celebrating the person that you are. For today's look, I'll be going from this to this.
So I'm going to be doing a voiceover throughout this, so I just gel back my hair. I get some witch hazel to dry out any excess oils on my brows, because we're going to obviously block the brows. So I go in using a TV purple Pritt stick, and then I'm just pushing up with a fine comb to make sure all the brows are pressed against the skin. And I add a few layers of Pritt stick, because I really want to make sure that I have no texture where my original brow hairs are. And I use a little cotton bud with a little bit of water, and in like an anti-clockwise rotation, I'm just taking off the excess glue, dry that brow with a hairdryer, and again, just want to make sure that all the glue is dry, and repeat the same on the other side. Amazing. And then I just set some white kind of translucent powder just to really lock in the Pritt stick so that the brows are going to be able to have other products sit on top of them, because I'm going to create like my new brow arch. And I dust off the excess powder with kind of like a large fluffy brush. We're good to go. So I'm just going to prep the skin. I'm just using a mattifying primer because it's always important just to protect your skin before I'm going to do this heavy colours we see going on now. So I'm adding kind of like a peachy grease-based paint, and I'm just buffing it out with a buffing foundation brush. I want to start off on the body, and then I'm going up onto the face, and I'm using a gradient from reds to yellows. So for my highlights, I'm using yellow today. It's really important to blend them. We all know I love a good blend. And then the strongest point of my highlight is a little bit of like a cream white. And then I'm working into the center of the nose. And then I go out around the edge with a darker red and get that contour in as well. Blend everything out, a bit of nose contour. So this is the first step that I do with my color. Then I go onto the brow. I like to use a white concealer with a really fine lip brush, and I'm just creating that brow shape, blend it out, buff out the edges, and then I do the same on the other side, looking very, very snatched. And now we go in and I use a translucent powder to what's called bake. So it's like setting all the grease paints, and I leave it on for about 5 or 10 minutes. And I have a lighter translucent powder for the center of my face and the brow area, because I want it to be a little bit wider. So yeah, we wait about 10-15 minutes, and then while I'm waiting, I'm going in and I'm going to start my eye makeup. So I'm using a purple kind of color to create the cut crease. So this is ideally to help enlarge my eyes, give my eye a new shape. I'm using like purples, blues into like a teal gradient for my eyeshadow. So it's all about blending. Blend, 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 blend. Make sure to not over blend, and I'm using these colors to go into lighter transition. And then for my new creating the crease, I'm using another white concealer with a flat edge like a lip brush. I'm going in and creating the shape, a lifting motion, and then I put glitter on the concealer while it's wet to set it, but I also want it to be, you know, because it's drag and pride, I want this to be really shiny glitter. Next, I'm going in with a black cream gel liner and a flat liner brush, and I'm creating that wing effect. And then I go in and I'm just smoking out with some dark purples and blacks the edge of my wing, because I do want this to be like a smoky drag wing. And I use a plastic edge of a card to make sure that the outside of the wing is really nice and sharp, so it's not getting too mucky or too smudgy. It's only the inside of the eye makeup that I want to be smoked out. I want to still have a really sharp like winged liner coming on the outside. And then I add white to the under eye. Again, I'm enlarging the inner corner of my eyes. It's part of like the drag style to appear like I have bigger eyes. Putting on some shimmer, the same glitter that I use on the top of my eyelid. And then I'm blending out the edges with some yellow. And I'm going to match the yellow married with a bit of green. So there's a bit of a gradient from yellow green to blue. And again, these are all Pride inspired colours because that's why we're doing the look today. And magically, I've done the other eye. So this is the eye makeup that I wanted to go for. Now I'm going to dust off the translucent powder, and then I'm going back in with eyeshadows to really amplify the vibrancy of the contours and the colour that I'm creating on my skin today. So there's yellows, there's oranges, and slowly but surely with a kind of like angled contour brush, I'm just going in soft circular motions, like brushing out a lot of different like coloured shadows and pigments to create a nice just gradient contour on the face today. And I'm going to set that, just dry that off, and I do this so that I can then create a little bit of like an undercut underneath my cheekbone, just to kind of give a really new like cheek contour effect. And then I'm going in with some glitter pigment that is going to really pop to create like a shimmery highlighter, and I do that down the bridge of the nose, again just attention to details to bring out some features. And again, because it's Pride, I'm feeling really like piling on some of the pigment. For me, I've decided, because there's no rules with drag, to keep my beard, and I'm doing a dark purple colour, and I'm going to go in and do the brows. I decided to go with red brows because I thought it would match with kind of the red skin base that I had. I'm using like a liquid velour lipstick, so it's wet when you go down with a thin liner brush, but it'll dry matte. And I'm actually using the same product but in a different colour for kind of like a dark purple lip shade. And again, I'm just overlining the edge of my lips because I wanted to like amplify the size of my lips, just like you do with drag. And I created an ombre lip with like a lighter center. This helps make my lips look larger again. So it's all about lighting the features. And then we popped on some lashes, and I've included some under lashes as well. Pop on a wig, pop on the rest of the Pride accessories, and hey presto, this is the full fantasy, guys. So I hope you've enjoyed watching along. I can't wait to see your recreations. And yeah, I have a few more little bits I want to talk about for Amnesty UK for their 2020 Pride.
For you guys to get involved, make sure that you create your own hashtag Pride Inside Challenge, share it with 5 of your friends, and donate £5 to any charity that is raising money for the LGBTQIA community. More than ever, we need to come together right now. We need to show solidarity and support for people that are protesting against big world issues right now, like racial injustice and fighting against police brutality. There's so many queer communities around the world that don't have the support as we do in some developed parts of the world. We need to come together and make sure that we support one another. More than ever, with Pride Inside, this is the time for vital change. It has helped so many of us across the world, and there's so many different parts of the world that still need our help and support. So make sure you guys hashtag Pride Inside, because I want to see all your looks, whether you want to do a rainbow attire look, you want to do makeup inspired by a tutorial today, or if you want to share a picture of your protest sign, make sure you guys hashtag Pride Inside and tag Amnesty UK on any of the socials on Instagram, Twitter or Facebook. I'll be making sure that I have a look through. I'll be able to reshare some of my favourites. Normally we're able to come together physically, celebrate something incredible like the Pride Festival. This year we have to adapt, we have to learn, and we're going online. Pride for me is all about inclusivity. It's always about learning, progressing, it's always about the support. I find the history of where Pride came from, it started out as a protest against the injustice of people in the LGBTQIA community. We've come such a long way, but there's so much more we can still do. I've often found myself looking at Pride as inspiration to help me be the most truest version of myself that I could be. Through Pride, growing up, it's how I was able to express my love for drag, makeup, it's how I was able to feel a lot more confident, and it's where I made my friends. Know that by having fun, a little colour, a little creativity, you're doing good for the world as well. I can't wait to see your guys' hashtags Pride Inside. Tag me, my Instagram at jmacmua. I can't wait to reshare some of the looks, and thank you so much to Amnesty UK for having me as part of their Pride 2020 launch for the hashtag Pride Inside Festival. You can follow me on my Instagram at jmac_mua, and you can also see Glow Up Season 2 on BBC iPlayer.